Ladies and gentlemen, from the Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles, brought to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.
And there it is. Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast. It's a little bit different than it usually is. I'm at home for this one. I'm going to tell a long story short. We tried to do a live yesterday, and I wasn't mad that then nobody tuned into the live. It's part of life. Hey, it is what it is. The audio and the setting just wasn't fitting for a podcast. So we are here redoing the show. Antt was on the show yesterday. He with his family today. I ain't gonna say where he is. Half of y'all probably already know where he at, but for those who don't, I ain't gonna say where he is. But we do got a special man, a special guy, special guest today joining the PorterWay Podcast from beginning to end. Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast yet again. My guy, your guy, everybody's guy, ShowBizz The Adult.
What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz The Adult. All right, man. Look, what's up, boy?
look. I said, here's the thing. I love how we didn't rehearse nothing, and I said we're gonna recap, Ryan Garcia, and then we're gonna look for, But I just wanted you to be you, and so yeah. I'm glad that you just got on being you.
Right. I'm gonna be at 100%, brother. I want to talk about you real quick.
Okay.
What the hell?
I don't know.
Dude, listen, you're on DAZN killing it, bro. I mean, shit sharp. I rewatched that Ryan Garcia event because of you.
Ooh.
To see how you look, how you sound on there, doing everything, the way you were doing it, my brother, bringing your experience, the way you brought it, and everything you said was right on the money. I was learning shit throughout your entire commentary, brother. Love you, boy.
Come on now. And then, so real quick, and then let me shout out. So you said you wanted to talk about me. I put this team together. So I want to shout out my producer. He just came and wiped my camera, and now I look like a brand new man. My brace is back on fleek. But no, listen, man. We did the production meeting, and every time I've worked with DAZN on the big fights, they only have me do upstairs at the desk. And keep it real, at the end of the night, I'm salty that I'm not ringside.
Right.
And so we doing the production meeting. We got all the way through, and we get to the last thing they wanted to talk about was the main event. And he said, Shawn's gonna go down ringside. And so I just sat there for a minute, like, cool. And then rest of the conversation, but nobody came back to what Shawn's gonna be doing ringside. And so I said, what am I gonna be working when I get ringside? Did y'all just want to give me a better view of the fight? You know what I mean?
Right, you're right.
They said you're gonna be down ringside calling it with Sergio and Chris and Todd. And I was like blown away. I ain't say shit. I ain't say, oh, okay, cool. I ain't say nothing. I just kept my mouth shut because I was like, this is like, and from what I know about boxing, this is unheard of. You don't have 4 people sitting ringside calling the main event fight. It's just too many voices. And when I left the room, I was like, all right, there's too many voices. I'm the young one here, so let me get seniority, and I'll get in where I fit in, which is what I'm. As you can see, I'm pretty damn good at doing that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And really though, man, at the end of the night, what I do with just about everything that I do is always like grade myself, just as if I was a fighter. So the same thing when we get done with this show, I'm gonna be probably cooking or cleaning or something like that, and just meditating on how everything went and looking forward to how I can be better, how the show can be better, everything moving forward. But what I did recognize about the night was that it seemed like it was enough space for me to just kind of fit in. Like it wasn't an issue whatsoever. And in my mind, I'm like, it's 4 people talking. Like I gotta shut my mouth.
Right.
I was able to fit in, and then my thing was I like to pass the ball. That's how I play basketball. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Anytime I box, y'all always heard me say we. It was never I, because I'm always all about teams. So my thing was like, let me get Sergio this dish right quick. Let me get Chris this dish right quick, and let them, just kind of take over from there. But the young man himself, King Rye, he didn't really like what he heard coming from me. So
what? Wait, hold on, bro. Ryan Garcia, that's my guy. What could he have like? Okay, first of all, I want to say this though. I've heard you commentate before on the Olympics. Do I have that wrong? Yeah. No, hey, look, you did a wonderful job there too. I don't know what took people so damn long. All right, that's number one. But number two, What did you point out? Because you were giving Ryan Garcia mad love, and I thought you were right on point.
I thought it was too. He said everybody, he thought everybody was for him except for me. He thought that I was hoping he would lose the fight. Maybe I shouldn't be saying these things because he deleted these tweets. But we had like a tweeting conversation on Sunday when I was making my way back to Vegas and then making my way to LA. We were kind of going back and forth in tweets, and he didn't like my commentary. I don't know.
Okay, I can say this. Of course, he's protecting himself. He's biased for himself. So can't really speak for Ryan. Yeah. For me, as a boxing fan just watching it, I thought you were pro the fight. So I was hearing things from you that I stole my damn self as a point. Okay, this is my damn job. But I'm gonna tell everybody, I took stuff that you, and that's good. We gotta, grow. So I took stuff from you and stuff that you point out. I said, well, damn. And positive things Duarte was doing, positive things that Ryan was doing. And I do that myself, on my commentary. But I'm a little bit more emotional. I'm losing my mind. Like Duarte, jab. Go and Ryan, I put money on Ryan. And I'm still like, brother, jab to get in there. What I'm saying? What are you doing? Why you let him off the hook? Why you let him off the ropes? Yeah. But you pointed things out. You're probably the first one to be like, what the hell with the Tootsie Roll or the shoulder roll or whatever you were doing there. Yeah. So, but you point out good things there too. Yeah. I don't know. We went back and forth so many times on Twitter. Like, I really expressed myself. I said, listen, man, I've been wanting to do this since I was 10, 11 years old. And I always recognized that commentary was so one-sided. And I vowed that I would never be one-sided. Yep. So excuse me if I didn't make this was your promotion and your show and all that, and I didn't make it all about you. But that's not my job. My job is to enhance what's going on in the ring. Doesn't matter who's doing it. My job is to enhance what's going on in the ring. And so, bro, man, at the end of the night, I was completely satisfied. I shook every one of their hands and I told them, thank you for letting me be ringside with you. And then I tweeted it again the next day. I'm so appreciative, number one, to God for allowing me to be who I am. And then these opportunities that just continue to come. And then it's like, I go at them like I fight, you know what I mean? And everything is really just truly working out for me. And, DAZN has really, I think at this point, they've really just kind of saluted the skills that I have. And they say, you know what? He's an asset. Let's bring him ringside for the main event. I hope I'm going out for Haney and Prograis this weekend. So I'm hoping they do it again. Yeah, 2 thumbs up, bro. And on the real one, if you want to talk about biasness, I saw your commercial and you commentate. I'm like, wait a minute, he does.
Yeah,
Shawn Porter though, right? He does. His flag.
I was in the dressing room and they had the makeup artist. They don't know who we are, and I don't give a damn. And on TV was football playing, right? And so I'm down. I'm just like going over my notes and stuff. And the makeup lady says, "Oh wow, you're on TV." I said, "No, I ain't," because it was football on TV. I looked up and it was a commercial. I was like, oh yes, they do still have this footage. I never get to see this footage. There it is. So
I like that. I like that you're totally numb onto what you've been doing. I think that's going to keep you great, brother. For real. You can notice all that stuff when you retire.
People have asked me so many times, does it ever get old? Does it get annoying? I was like, it's new every single time somebody approaches me. I don't know why I'm made this way. But I'm new every single time somebody approaches me. Doesn't matter who they are, and I love it. You know what I mean? So I had the opportunity to be sitting right there next to somebody who doesn't know who I am, and then they see a commercial of me. It was like kind of more so just validating the things that I've done to this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can I tell your audience a beautiful story about
this is your audience exactly too, if we keeping it real. So. I said this is your I feel like most people get on the show waiting to see you on the show again. So there's that.
Man, it's all up. But listen. You didn't know me from shit when we first met.
Very true.
And I had a headache, right?
Oh, straight up?
Yeah, I had a headache. You don't remember that? So we were at a hotel. We were at the hotel and I just met you. And I had a headache and you went all the way up to your room.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah,
and you came down with Tylenol. I said, what the? I mean, you were the, you know what I mean? You're the celebrity. You were the guy. And you went all the way upstairs, got the Tylenol, came. I said, what?
Now, listen. because this is what we're supposed to do. It doesn't matter what facet of life, what you do in life. Like you said, you've watched me do my thing, and you said, you know what, I'm gonna steal that. You know what, I'm gonna flip that and make it mine. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to get better, and those around us, those that we appreciate, those that we admire, are supposed to help us make us better. I went to China 2008 for the Olympic Games, and this is our very first day there. I was walking out of the room, and I scraped my arm on the door. And it didn't bleed much, but I had a little blood. I'm waiting in line to get my food one by one. When I get to the counter, the man behind the counter, he just leaves and he comes back with a Band-Aid. And he said, and I said, I didn't even realize I was bleeding. He said, "You're right there." And I looked down. I said, "Wow." I went to get the Band-Aid from him. He says, "No, let me do it." I said,
yeah, because
wow.
your hands.
I said, wow. Like, this is how they are in China. Mm-hmm. But I learned the lesson right there. You have to look after whoever it is that you're around when something's not right. You have to do, if it's in your power and your will, make it right. You know what I mean? So when you said you had a headache, I went right back up. I got it. Why wouldn't I?
Man, that was crazy. That was crazy. I didn't expect that, brother. But
had I not had that experience, I may not have grown and matured and knew to do that for you. You know what I mean? So
right, which going to happen for me.
Anybody that pays attention to what I say, what I do, I always tell people, me as a fighter, I ain't nothing but a big mixing pot of a whole bunch of other fighters that I watched. Of course, with my own intangibles and God. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't have been who I was if I hadn't seen Tim Bradley against Provodnikov. I wouldn't have been who I was if I hadn't have seen Marvin Hagler in the war against Thomas Hearns. You know what I mean? I'm a big melting pot of a whole bunch of other fighters. All the sparring sessions I did with Manny Pacquiao, me and my dad would go back to the room. We'd be like, yeah, we like the way he did this. We like the way he did that. Boom, boom, boom. And then you see me pivoting my ass.
I see it. I didn't even think about it until you said it. Yeah. I see it, brother. Yeah. Wait a minute. I got you versus Bradley, bro.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I mean, even if y'all fought now,
I want to let it go, but I gotta point out how Bradley just backpedaled on it like it was never real at all.
Right.
In my mind, it was real.
Right. Well, I thought it was real. I think everybody still brings that shit up, bro.
Everybody, especially when I was in Houston, everybody like, you gonna get Bradley? I'm like, he don't want it. You know, he don't want it. Yeah. No, he don't want it. And that fight would take place at 200 plus. So yeah, I think the world would be like, what the hell is this?
No, you're not over 200 pounds.
Huh?
You're not over 200 pounds.
No, I'm not. I'm a star. I ain't gonna front like I am. I'm not. But work crazier things have happened. Let's get into this episode, man. I feel like the zone been rocking.
Huh?
I feel like the zone been rocking.
Been right. Yeah. The zone's the spot.
Yeah. I want to go back just real quick. I did Red Owl Boxing, new promotional team on Friday night, right before the big fight on Saturday night. And I just want to remind everybody out there, starting in February, the last Friday of every month, Red Owl Boxing, for the next 7 months, every Friday, the last Friday of the month, they're going to be putting on the promotion on the zone in Houston. To my best of my knowledge, the first ever boxing venue built just for boxing has been birthed down there in Houston. So they call it the Owl's Nest. That's what they call it.
Wait, they call it the what?
The Owl's Nest.
Oh, the Owl's Nest.
I need to get backstory. I was asking everybody, why do they call it Red Owls Boxing? Don't nobody know why it's called Red Owl Boxing. It's a promotional team from Canada. And they brought it to America. They've been doing it. They've been doing these promotions in Canada for some time now, and they got a great idea to bring it down here to America. They talk about what they want to do. The fighters between 10 and 20 wins, however many losses, 10 to 20 fights. Those guys aren't the guys that are looked at, and either considered to be on the big stage, or if they are, sometimes they're not the guy considered to be on the big stage. So a lot like we saw in the past with PBC, or excuse me, not PBC, like we saw in the past with now I'm losing the name on NBC.
Friday Night Fights.
No, on NBC with Ring City. Ring
Oh,
City.
yeah.
So remember Ring City was putting on blasters.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and so they want to kind of mimic. I'm not say mimic that, but it will be reminiscent of what what Ring City was able to accomplish on NBC just in the last couple of years.
Well, look, man, that's going to save boxing, right? When you say that the zone's been rocking, that'll do it. Because listen, if boxing is, let me tell you where, from my perspective, where boxing kind of took a huge hit. And that was when every fight was either Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao, and it was pay-per-view. You feel what I'm saying? You have to get to know these fighters. I remember Tuesday night fights. I remember Friday night fights. This is what UFC got right? Yeah. When you see all these fighters coming up, and then you're willing to pay the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Right? And that just, when you only are paying, like buying the pay-per-view, and you only want the main event, you kind of lose boxing, and you kind of just go for the fighters, and people aren't looking at the undercard. They don't know how good the undercard is. They don't know how bad the undercard is. They have no idea what's going on. So the zone got it absolutely right. I am pro this to bring that back. If you can have boxing even more times, because I was watching boxing more than basketball when I was coming up, because it came on 3 times a week. Right? So, man, DAZN, that's absolutely beautiful from DAZN. DAZN is really helping big time when it comes to
said, when you see Showtime exiting sports, and I want to make sure that's clear. Showtime is exiting sports. Right. Boxing isn't losing Showtime. Showtime didn't fire boxing. Let's get this clear. Right. But at the same time, now everybody's like, oh, boxing, what's going to happen to boxing? Well, first of all, that was PBC. That wasn't boxing. Right. PBC is going to find a home. I'm looking forward to seeing where that home is, and I look forward to being a part of it. Right. But the other side of that is, I'm a freelancer. So I don't mind telling DAZN, like, yo, y'all need to be screaming, we the new home for boxing. Right. Before PBC blast off wherever they go, y'all need to be saying this is the home for boxing. Put that stake in there, and then y'all keep doing what y'all doing and making it big and better.
Well, let me ask you this, and I'm not sure if I'm crossing the damn line here.
You are,
right? But yeah, I'm crossing the line. I'm a line crosser. But listen, I think I would love for there to be one home, no matter what the promotion company is and stuff like that. You already got Golden Boy and Matchroom. It would just be great. I've seen Floyd Mayweather fight on DAZN. I saw it. Okay, I saw him. He fought on DAZN. I saw him with my own eyes. I'm saying that would be just so. I'm not going to say anything, but I was talking to Boxing Bully Barack about Max on Boxing, and we know how good Max Kellerman is. Max Kellerman to me is the GOAT. Yeah, I'm great. 100%. I'm great friends with Jim Lampley. He said, call me Lamps. My guy Lamps, right after Lamps in my mind, even though I want to be the guy, and I will be the guy someday. Max Kellerman is on a stratosphere like no other. 100%. You know what I'm saying? But the question was, why didn't Max on Boxing survive? It's too segregated. He's not allowed to talk about everybody. So you Xing out a good 15 to 20 stars, because this is ESPN. You know what I mean? And I already know Max did the best he could to get as many as he could, but they just won't allow it. You know what I mean? Until we have one umbrella, until we got this thing moving on all cylinders under one platform where everybody understands that this is it, and we moving collectively, boxing gonna be segregated, and it's gonna continue to hurt itself. Well, let's keep pushing forward, brother. Let's bring that energy, brother. Yeah. And I know somebody like Max Kellerman who loves the sport as much as he does. It had to have been killing him, because he don't just love top-ranked fighters. He love them all. You know what I mean? So it had to have been bugging the hell out of him.
He had me on right after I fought Errol Spence Jr., and I know that they capped his time. Like, he didn't get to do an entire show with me. Not that he wanted to do an entire show with me, but he just didn't have the freedom, and that freedom doesn't come because it's only so far we can go. It's only so much we can do.
Conflict of interest.
Whatever you can. Keep Tank out of the top 30 at 135, whatever. It's
it's getting obvious, though.
He should be on ESPN every other week. Let's be real.
Right.
You know, he's one of the guys, you know. Same thing with Ryan Garcia. So let's get to the DAZN fights real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Dude, what do you think about Ryan Garcia's performance against Duarte?
All right, so here, let me say this. Chris Mannix had pointed out when he started doing that shoulder roll, had pointed out that he said he had a hurt rib after the fight against Tank Davis. And so the thing is the shoulder roll to protect the rib. I'm not even gonna call it the shoulder roll. That's too much respect for what he was doing.
Way too much respect. You get too much respect.
And I'm not showing off because it's you. And I respect him and I appreciate him, but that move, unrehearsed, just didn't make sense. It's like a comedian. It was like a comedian that goes on stage without a complete set. You all over the place, bruh. We don't know when to laugh. We don't know what's gonna happen with what you're setting up. You know?
Wait. I got a different perspective. A slightly different perspective.
So, no. My question. I gotta ask the question.
Okay, go ahead.
Did you think he was protecting the rib, or did you think didn't want to get hit there?
No, I think it was like an awkward dance where I don't think he was protecting the rib. I think it's just like if somebody's trying to dance and can't dance, like, hey, do the cabbage patch. Like, what the hell is he doing? Well, that's how he moved. I think that's how he was moving. And it looked awkward because
he was doing a backwards cabbage patch. He wasn't doing it like he was going in.
So listen. I don't. You're asking, hey, is he hurt? Is he? No, I think that's how bad his shoulder roll was.
Listen, he said he's never practiced that, and he just did it.
Yeah.
He just did it. So with that in my mind, this is what I translate that to. PTSD, and I don't want to get hit there. So unconsciously, this is what I'm gonna do so that I don't get hit there. I think he just didn't want to get hit there.
That makes sense. Okay. Well,
I just think he didn't want to get hit there.
Well, here's my perspective on it. I think he was in danger no matter what. When I was watching that fight, when he was at a distance, his offense was better, yes, but his defense wasn't that much better than the Tootsie Roll, bruh. No disrespect, but I saw him get hit and do the same exact move he did against Luke Campbell. He pushed out both his hands and he leaned straight back. And if Duarte was a half an inch deeper, he would have went to sleep.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
That hook that he had through.
Yeah. And Duarte was a big guy walking through his punches, walking them down. And I think it was scary from a distance. I think he felt a little bit of a safe zone inside, at least for the moment, even when it was a Tootsie Roll, at least for the moment. And then he went back on the distance and it threw Duarte off just enough to catch him. So it was kind of brilliant in a sense, kind of hiding all his flaws, his glaring flaws he had defensively, which he showed on the outside and the inside.
In retrospect, just kind of thinking about it, and let me say this too. I want this to be public. I hope we aren't saying anything that's going to hurt us getting an interview with him next week. I was trying to set something up with him next week, and it kind of is what it is if we don't get an interview at this point. But I just have to make this understood that this is what I told Red Owl Boxing. I told them, I said, I'm the cheat code. Anything y'all need to know, anything y'all want to know how the business moves over here in the States, I'm your guy. I will give you what I know so that what you guys do can be the best. I want to be a part of the best. I've agreed to commentate for you guys. The best thing that I can do is make sure that I cover my ass before I get ringside and y'all put people in the ring. Let me make sure that, whatever I can offer, I'm the cheat code. I said, cool, no problem. So the same thing in this respect. I'm the cheat code because I've been here so many times. I'm the cheat code because I've been around so many other fighters that won't say something publicly, but will tell me in confidence, or when it won't say something publicly, but then I hear them having another conversation. I'm like, oh, that's what was really going on. You know what I mean? So saying all that to say, the movement that with that pullback that he does with the extension of the hands, I don't want to get hit, but I don't have a defensive technique to not get hit. This is all muscle memory and athleticism, and this is what's worked so many times, so I'm going to do it. Pulling straight back with the hands out is probably the most amateur thing that a fighter can do outside of moving around a lot and or the punching with speed and no power. Those are probably the three most amateur things you could do in the boxing ring. Punch very fast without sitting down on any punches and delivering some hard stuff. Moving around the ring without knowing how to stop, drop punches, moving around the ring without knowing how to turn the guy and put him against the ropes and take advantage of those moments and things like that. And then the third most amateur thing you can do in the boxing ring, and that's no order, but pulling straight back, just like that. Any fighter you see doing that now, you go and look at his record. He either don't got a lot of fights or he just became a professional. You
okay,
don't
so
see
who responsibility is that? Is that Derrick James?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So guess what? Derrick probably didn't see that in training. But the other side of that, if he did, the other side of that is just what Ryan said. Oh, I never trained to do that before. I just did it tonight. He did some shit the other night that he just don't do.
Right.
And when you do things that you don't normally do, it's signs that you are uncomfortable. It's signs that you are a little bit out of your mind, for the sake of words, and you're just reacting. You're reactive. Right. You know what I mean? And then, the thing that we know about life is called self-preservation. Whatever I can do to preserve myself. And that was what he chose to do,
Okay. He has real power, though.
Oh, 100. What?
Real power. So what I'm saying is he has gotten pretty far based on his God-given gifts. You know what I mean? He has gotten pretty far. And then there are fighters. We know a few with Prince Nazim. A few people who are just, and then when that kind of my favorite fighter ever, Roy Jones.
When gonna say Roy.
Yeah, when those things kind of go just waver a little bit, or you go up against opposition that when Roy threw that punch and leaned back, most fighters he fought got shell shocked by his speed or whatever. Tarver said shit, and I don't know if it's because he fought him a million times in amateurs or whatever happened. He was comfortable. He knew he was going to go all the way in, and that Roy was going to lean all the way back, and he knocked him out. What I'm saying is, I'm not sure of Ryan Garcia's level. Duarte looked dangerous Saturday. Him calling out Rolly makes sense, right? Rolly would be one of those guys that I think, we saw their sparring session. Is that the level Ryan's on until he start getting more time, just more and more time with Derrick? He's young, but he's not a baby. I really need to know, where is Ryan Garcia? I have a lot of hopes for him, but really, where is he?
Here's one thing that I know about fighters. When you winning helps you forget the mistakes. Winning disguises what's wrong. And so a lot of times it takes a fighter losing a fight for him to really just stop, sit back, and really dissect himself and, analyze himself and say, all right, yeah, I need to fix that. You know what I mean? So I really don't think it's a matter of him taking a loss. What I do think it is, which could be a humongous disconnect, but mentally he has to be able to connect to the things that are being taught. And my dad has said this about me too. I can teach it to you, but when we go to the ring on fight night, you can't leave that shit at the gym. What are we working for? You got to take it to the fight. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing. You can be improving and stellar, but there's a disconnect there. That disconnect is going to be mental. When you can perform, do things the way that they're supposed to be done in training, and then when you get into the fight, the heat, things like that, is the same thing as war. That person that forgets their technique is the person that dies in war. The person who does not follow the script in war is the one who usually does not come back from the war. You know what I mean? Wow. So it's the same thing in this regard. And I think that's why people really love this sport.
Yeah. So people been getting on Ryan Garcia for a statement he made. And I like what you said about being in there and doing something different based on what happened in the ring that you probably didn't see or Derrick James didn't see while training. But Ryan said something that I can't help but to believe him. I wasn't in there, but it makes sense to me when he said that Duarte punched harder than Tank to him. The reason why I thought, and you've been in there, so that's why I just want to pick your brain, Shawn, if you don't mind. It's because, for a clear example, Ali whipped Shaver's ass. But then Ali said Shavers was the hardest puncher he ever, not Foreman, not Frazier, who dropped his ass. He said Shavers, right?
Yeah.
That shit hurt. So what Ryan was saying was Tank Davis' accuracy and his skill set dropped him. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't like his punches were painful. He said Duarte, he was like, shit. So did that make sense to you too? Because I know a lot of people are saying that everywhere like he's capping, but I'm like, that may make sense.
No, it makes sense. You got a one fighter in Tank Davis who ain't throwing 40, 50 punches around. And Duarte is throwing 30, 40 punches of power to the body. You know what I mean? And that aggression too. You know what I mean? Mentally, it's like, shit, here it come. You know, the embrace is a little bit different. Tank is the one that's going to hit you with the stuff you don't see. You know what I mean? Right. The ones you don't see are the ones that don't hurt, but they get you out of there. You know what I mean? So that guy Tank is he pinpoint accurate. And on top of that, you can't question his power because it gets the job done. I'm on record for saying this. And I even looked at Terrence. I'm cooling with Terrence. And Terrence looked at me and said, hey, think he hit hard? I said, man, come on now. You know you don't feel that in the moment. He said, yeah, you right. But still, he ain't hit hard to me. But we don't feel it in the moment. You know what I mean? But if you got somebody that's banging on you like that, and you can get through you getting through rounds, yeah, it's much different than somebody that just say, well, I know I need to hit you here. That's one. I need to hit you here. That's two. I dropped you. All right, cool. Next round, 3, game over. You can't really compare the power there. You know?
Right. 100%. Well, Ryan Garcia is an exciting fighter. I think he's worth the time. I think he's worth the money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, his flaws, the stuff that you want to joke on, his flash, his knockout power, right? He doesn't look like a fighter. So you got a lot of people that's like, man, get this chump out of here. But then he fights like a beast. He could get dropped. He could get knocked out. It's like amazing.
When he landed that hook, I was ringside and I seen Duarte's legs shake a little bit. And I was confused because I saw the hook land. I saw this little shake. I said, is he hurt? And then they turn this way, and you know clearly this man is out on his feet. And then I'm like, how?
Right.
He got that hook is special, bro.
Bro, did you see it? Did you see a tooth fly out? Somebody said they were in the crowd and his tooth flew. You didn't see a tooth fly out?
No, man.
Okay, all right.
That ain't been reported, has it?
No, it hasn't been reported. It's just that I was texted by somebody who was pretty credible, who was sitting in a crowd.
Oh, they was there?
Yeah, they were there. And said, dude, he knocked his tooth out. And I'm like, damn.
I don't know.
With his gum shielded.
Okay. I don't know. I do know that hook is special. And you're right. Like, that's what makes Ryan so exciting. He's a special kid. He has charisma like no other. The charisma. So you say, oh, shoot, it's cool. You could talk, but what about in the ring? Your charisma that you have outside of the ring is the same charisma you have in the ring. He lands the punch, they turn, he gets both eyes on Duarte and can see that Duarte is out, and he goes for it. That's a lot of fighters that don't see those moments, don't feel those moments immediately when they happen. You know what I mean? And I thought that he was maybe a split second slow on it, but it just took him getting some space away from Duarte to see, like, this guy's hurt. And then he goes in for the kill. It's a lot of fighters that don't know how to finish, you know?
Well, and I think that's what fans have to understand, man. I think I call this the Floyd Mayweather effect, but I think the point, at least from a fan's perspective, okay, you're the fighter, bro. You're the professional in there. You see things with different eyes and a different mind. Yeah. My viewpoint is mostly from the fan's perspective. And for me, give me something entertaining to watch. I don't need for you to be dominant. I don't need for you to be perfect. A lot of those perfect fights suck. To me, Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao sucked. There's a lot of fights that I've watched that's better than that. It was genius, right? But it wasn't entertaining. Okay. So I don't need, I would like Ryan to be better for Ryan's career, but for me as a fan, give me a show.
He said that I was expecting him to be perfect on fight night. That's what he said, like in the back and forth that we had. He said, you know, he's expecting me to be perfect, something like that.
I thought you were commentating what was happening.
I said I've never been perfect ever in a fight, so I would never expect another fighter to be perfect.
Right.
It's almost impossible to be perfect. Tank Davis ain't perfect.
Right.
A hell of a record. Some awesome ass highlights.
Right.
But you can still find some imperfections in his shit along the way.
And his career and how his career is managed. And you can criticize people for a lot of things. And here's my thing. I'm not perfect, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to see a bunch of perfect people. I want to see people I can relate to. I listen, show me a flaw, fall, get up, so I can know that in life, when I fall, I can get
Hold
up.
Hold on. So if I stutter on the next DAZN show, you gonna sit back like, all right, cool. He stuttered. It's all right. It's all right.
Yes, Lord. If I stuttered, I'm like, okay, I can stutter on TV. I know what to look like. It's not that bad. I saw Shawn Porter stutter.
It ain't just me. What about Schofield?
Listen, man, a lot of people were saying that he looked like you, bro. And that,
yeah, no, I was hearing it.
Yeah. His opponent, I mean, but what I like was this. Right. But that's what I like.
Yeah.
When you have somebody where you're supposed to dominate. And that's what he gave us. So I have no problem with that. And it was action-packed. He ran over him like he should. When Mike Tyson was coming up, when somebody was not supposed to share the same ring with him, he got him the hell out of there. And so he, met our expectations, and it was still great to watch.
And came right back. So Schofield should be back in the ring February.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, those fighters fighting more often, man, getting their names out there and just getting better. I used to say that all the time about everybody. Boo Boo Andre, love him like a play cousin, but Boo Boo Andre wanting Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez was busy as shit, and he was the guy that you were looking to fight. But while you sat back waiting on Canelo Alvarez, you weren't getting better. This guy is above you and getting better and better and better. Staying busy, ring time is everything. I mean, at least from my observation. So, look, much love to Floyd, man. I'm all the way behind him.
The thing with getting in the ring on fight night is, fight night matters, but it's the training camp that gets you ready for the fight night. You know what I mean? So that's the thing I think that people don't understand. For me, if I'm saying, yo, you need to be fighting 4 times a year, I understand you in camp. That's a good 9-10 months. You've done camp this year, so you've gotten better and better and better. See, people think that it's just these 4 fights. I'm supposed to get better in these 4 fights. No, you're supposed to get better in these 4 camps. So that's a good what's that, 2 months? That's a good 8 months that you take getting better, not taking off, just chilling, just cooling. You know what I mean? It's too many fighters.
It's the training camp and all the different styles you're preparing for, and that getting closer with your team and being humbled. And
you know who backs that up is Tim Tszyu. Tim fought 3 times this year, 3 camps this year. I think all 3 camps, if not 2 of the 3 camps, were in America. So he's training again. He's getting better. And that's how you get better. It's not the fight that gets you better. It's all of it. And it starts with the camp.
Yeah. And look, trust the fan, because the fans are looking at Tim Tszyu like you're the truth. Because Tim Tszyu, we all know he wanted Jermell Charlo. But when he wasn't getting Jermell Charlo, he was getting busy. So, man, bro, the fans love. I mean, have faith in the fans, too. The fans going to love you for your activity.
Yeah, the fan, you're right. And to your point of what you said when we first started the show, people need to get connected to us, or to them. I'm retired. Right. People need to get connected to the fight.
All right, Shawn. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. All right, go ahead.
Shane.
What about
what you think? What you think about Shane?
I mean, brother, do you want to change this to the next subject? I think you took too long. I think you took too long. I wasn't. You know what the problem is? Let me tell you the problem. His father is one of my favorite fighters I've ever seen in my life. The guy, especially at lightweight, the guy was just damn tremendous, man. And yo, his son, Shane Mosley Jr., when you look at him, it looks like he has more physical attributes than his father. So I'm like, okay, you got that DNA and you got more physical attributes, then shit, bro. You should be putting these people out, right? He did his job. He did a good job. You know who he reminds me of? I'm gonna tell you. Ali Wash.
What? Oh man.
No, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. When you got that Ali name, right? And you got hammer, dynamite, heavy hands, right? You're jabbing, you're sticking and moving. He's had enough performances where it's like, damn, man. Like, I like him, but at the same time, it's like, all right, he's his own fighter, bro. You know, it's kind of like, wrong. And that's how I felt. How did you feel about that?
I see what you're saying now. Well, I tweeted this. I think that Shane fights lazy. What I tweeted was that he underperforms. I think he boxes to the level of his competition. I think that there's no true game plan, fight by fight, and it's like, again, I know that this guy came in 3 weeks notice or whatever, but my dad's thing was, I'm gonna get you ready. As long as you do what you're supposed to do, they got to deal with you. And I think that if you get Shane to the point that he should be performing at, I like to see Shane throwing 60 punches around, 70 punches around, starting with the jab, the double jab in the right hand. He need to be going jab to the head, jab to the body. He need to be standing up the big right hand and the left hook. Yeah. What?
He's still a prospect. He's still a prospect, brother.
You're not supposed to be.
This ain't shit on Shane Day, but I'm just saying, I've been seeing this man for a long time.
Yeah, he's not supposed to be a prospect. He's supposed to be a contender.
But he is a prospect.
Because he underperforms. He got the job done, but by my estimation, it took 2, if not 3 more rounds than it should have taken. Right. And again, I like to think that I fought a little bit more like Shane Sr. in the respect that I started fast, I ended fast.
100%.
So, and I think that for me, when I don't see fighters start fast, I'm like, all right, cool. What you waiting on?
Right.
To me, there was no filling out process. The filling out process was me touching you and finding out what I need to do to keep touching you and finding out what you gonna do to touch me and go.
My man had nothing to give. The door was wide open. He had nothing to give, brother. He was just, I'm like, yo, get him out of there. I'm telling you, not for nothing. When I was doing my live stream commentary, we start talking about other shit. I'm not gonna lie to because I was, but once again, that's because I'm a little too hard on the brother because I was such a huge fan of his father, I guess. But I've been seeing him for a while. I've been following Shane.
My dad, I ain't gonna put his business in the street, but he got some nice cars, my dad. And when he drives his cars, the other day, I thought I got on the highway, but we were I thought this was him. It wasn't even him, but we was turning on together, and I got over in the middle of both lanes so that he couldn't pass me. You know what I mean? Right. He got a high performance car that's going, and I just knew once the highway opened up, he gone. Right. So when I get on, I push it, boom, and I'm expecting him to just haul ass and get past me in 3 seconds, right? And so I slowed down. I was like, oh, he must don't want this work. Come to find out, it wasn't even him. So,
but that's your mindset.
I can't. But yeah, I got where I was going. And I was like, yo, that wasn't even you. He said, no, that wasn't me. But that's how my dad drives his cars,
right?
Which is why I still thought it was him, because my dad don't just. The car looked like it's supposed to do what it's supposed to do. Right. Shane looked like he's supposed to do what we know he's supposed to do. And then the car just don't take off. And it's like, yo, what gear are you in? Why are you in this low gear? You are capable of so much more.
And by the time he did what we expected,
nobody cared
over
anymore.
Yeah.
Damn. Damn.
I'm sorry.
I will say this. And then I want to get to next week and then we can wrap this up. But I've sparred with Shane. I sparred with Shane when he was on the Contender show. When he did
prepare for who?
Preparing for Brandon Adams. It was the championship fight. It was the championship fight. And they brought me in to prepare to just to work with Shane, blah, 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 blah. And I know Shane got it.
Mike Tyson said something like that once. He said there are guys that used to kick his ass in sparring, but for some reason on fight night that wasn't the same guy?
I'm not going to coin Shane. I should. I'm gonna say it because I don't know if people know this term. So I will say it, but I'm not coining Shane a gym fighter. I am not coining Shane a gym fighter. However, there are fighters who are comfortable training. They're comfortable with the headgear on. They're comfortable knowing, if anything goes awry, everything's gonna be okay. We're gonna stop. We're gonna take our time. Fighters that know, hey, this is only 80%. It's okay. And I'm not saying that that's Shane, but I've seen Shane do some shit in training. And I'm like, this dude
dope.
Yeah.
So what flips the switch on?
And shout out to Antt. What Antt believes is that the competition is what flips the switch on.
Oh, okay. You did say that.
Which could 100% be the situation here. All I know is when his flip is switched, he's trouble for Munguia. He's trouble for a couple of those other guys at 160. I think he's trouble now. I think he's trouble for Jamal Charlo at this point. Jamel as well. He's trouble for those guys as long as he's running his hands and using defense. He does lack some defense too, but he can be exciting. Instant. The marketing is instant for him.
100%.
He's holding himself. Holding himself back. So
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
But nonetheless, I shout him out, man. He's a great guy.
I'm sure.
I just want to see more in the ring. Got to see more in the ring from him.
Hey, why do we always got to say no diss? He's a great guy. Love you like a play good.
Why even go there? I should just close it. Why even go there? Why even go there?
Yeah.
Regis Prograis, Devin Haney. The time is now. We a couple days away. What do you think about this fight, man? What you think?
Hey, I'm gonna put about $2,000 on Haney knocking him out, man.
Damn, somebody said that to me on Saturday night. They said, should I bet on Haney knocking out? He says, no, he said, I want to bet on Haney knocking out Regis. I said, no, that ain't gonna happen. They said, yes. Who else said that? Somebody was another fighter in the building that said that it wouldn't happen. I said, Haney ain't gonna knock him out.
Bro, I think the odds are good, and I think the probability. Let me be careful because y'all gonna shit on me. Right? Haney ain't been punching through a wet paper bag, but I'm thinking that may be contributed to him being 135, kind of weight drain, kind of small. I've heard fighters say, so I gotta, come to you on this. I've heard fighters say that their power can go up better with them going. I saw Shakur Stevenson knock out Yoshino. I saw Evander Holyfield go up to heavyweight and do his damn thing. I've seen fighters care. Manny Pacquiao. I remember Floyd saying, he wasn't knocking out people at whatever scab booger weight, but then he moves up and he got power all of a sudden. Well, I'm saying, you grow into your body, your man strength, and he's been fighting a couple of years at boy weight when he was a man. I'm thinking Haney may come up to 140. Regis Prograis, that dude is one hell of a fighter. I saw his fight with Josh Taylor and all his other performances, right? I think Devin Haney wins if he moves and stuff, but I think Haney can go forward, and Regis got some holes, and with Regis trying to be the bully, Haney with his body, long arms, and that man strength at the man weight, he can mess around and clip him.
Do you think this fight looks a little bit like that Kambosos fight?
Oh God, I never even thought about that, and I didn't
think about it till just now. Yeah, that's a good one, right?
That's a good one. That's a very good comparison.
Because Regis he's strong and he's explosive, but Regis don't really work a lot from the outside. He wants to get close to you, and then he wants to let it rip.
Isn't that something? So but that doesn't mean that Devin Haney jabs him all night and dip to one side all night. Devin Haney to me is doing everything right to me. And this is what I mean. Devin Haney has been undisputed, been the champion, but he's moving around his career. Once again, I may give him the Shawn Porter Award because he's moving around. He's moving forward like the challenger.
Porter Award.
Bro, Shawn Porter, listen.
I heard about that award.
When you were champion, you were fighting and moving like the challenger.
Yeah.
Haney was undisputed and walked in the ring on Loma and called Loma out.
Yeah.
The type of experience he's getting, which I think Loma won the fight, but nonetheless, the type of experience he's getting, man, he may be a better fighter than he was against Kambosos when he fight Regis. Though Regis is a good, you can relate him, you can compare him to Kambosos. Kambosos is pretty good.
I think so. I think you can compare the two. I think the makeup is maybe just a little bit different, where Regis might be a little bit more like mentally strong and may have a little like I hate to say more heart, but like not willing to just concede and there's too much speed, it's too much movement, I can't catch him. I think Regis will bust through those walls. Those are walls that are presented in the ring. You got to bust through those walls. We saw Kambosos. He didn't bust through that wall in the first fight. He tried to in the second fight and just didn't get the job done. It was Devin Haney. It's right. Twice. So, but this is this is what I told Antt just yesterday. I said, let's flip the switch right here. Let's flip this whole scenario. I said, what if Regis came out the first 3 to 4 rounds, maybe 4 rounds, and just bum rush Haney, roughed him up, made it an ugly fight, took control, and won all 4 rounds. And Haney and the whole arena, everybody know clearly that Haney's down. And then he comes out and he just stands in the middle of the ring, or he starts to retreat and move a little bit, and you make the fighter that's used to fighting off of his both feet, because Haney is fast on his front foot, but he's quick to move. So he fights on his back foot, but he knows how to that in and out. Right. But you got a fighter now that is forced to go forward. He did it against Lomachenko, but Loma's a small guy. There wasn't resistance there. And on top of that, I don't think they were worried about anything that Loma was going to bring. Whereas Prograis here, now you down 4-0 to Prograis, who's strong and waiting on you, waiting to drop a bomb, And so I was like, you know what? For the sake of, how about this scenario right here? What happens if Regis, if Haney goes down early in this fight? Do we see a different version of Haney, or does Haney stay the same and just try to make it work?
I think he stays the same. And I think Haney, that's the thing about being a champion and fighting Lomachenko and fighting Kambosos overseas twice and stuff like that. You start thinking like a champion. What did Teddy Atlas say? You become 30% better. It's almost like Devin Haney, I think he'll just be patient like Floyd did against Zab Judah, like Regis Prograis is going to fall apart. I think that's the moment. Okay, now, just this scenario, hypothetically. If he's up 4-0, let's see if he can do it for the rest of the fight. Let's see if he can do it for 8 more rounds. I think let me stay the same and see if he can do it for the rest. That's the cheat code you have when you've been champion and you've been doing what Haney is doing right now at the momentum that he's doing it. I think Haney doesn't get rattled, but I'm going to give you a different situation. What if Regis Prograis, because I'm looking at them talk to each other and I'm body language and all those things. I think both of those guys believe 100% in what they're saying. Regis Prograis does not respect Haney as a physical being. At least physically, you can't kick my ass. If you think about his attitude and what he's saying, you've been homeschooled, this and this, never been on the streets, you can't kick my ass, right? What if he goes in there, because Haney is very like, okay, Haney knows something. What if Haney is bigger? What if he's stronger? What if he goes in there and he can't make Haney go back? Maybe what if Haney's punching his jabs and his right is just stiffer, and maybe it's like, holy shit.
That could be the best case scenario.
That's the best case scenario.
That could actually be the best case scenario, because I practically have no doubt. For me, I didn't give a damn how big he was. I didn't give a damn what was across the ring for me. Like in the moment, I didn't give a damn. But there's a lot of fighters that will look and say, "Oh, he's bigger than I thought he was going to be." Haney's going to be way bigger than Regis expects him to be. Haney will be 55 on fight night.
Yeah.
And the 55 that can operate at 155 pounds.
I mean, you're looking at him. He's shredded. He's shredded, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So what do you think about my money, man? My $2,000.
I don't think your money's safe. I don't think your money's safe. And I'm not saying that the kid can't punch. I'm saying that
my money ain't safe. That's what you're saying.
Because it's speed make power. So, I get disrespected for Haney when people say he ain't got power. Because I'm like, I know that shit sting.
Right.
It may not drop you, but it sting.
Right. That's what I say about Floyd Mayweather. Go get him. There's a reason why Canelo didn't just run after him. There's a reason why Berto didn't just run after him. There's a reason why people stop. Now, he ain't knocking everybody out, but there's a reason why people stop, bro.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Shane Mosley said, oh, wait a minute. When Floyd started stepping up, making a miss and shit, that was it. He had that spark when he started, but then he was garbage for the rest of the fight.
Yeah. So there's a sting there. I just don't think it's enough to I think Regis got to quit. And I don't think he can make Regis quit. Regis, I don't think it's going to be so bad that he on the stool and they wave it off or nothing like that. I think it could be competitive. I think it's going to be a competitive fight, but I don't think it'll get into a position. I can see Haney getting put in a dangerous position before I can see Regis.
Yeah. Listen, I'm almost 100% sure Regis rocks his ass up. I'm almost 100% sure that Haney gets baby legs.
You said that like you looking forward to it.
Well, yeah. I want some drama. I definitely want some drama. I do. I'm pretty sure Regis. He's too good of a fighter. He punched too damn hard. He's fast. He got the right attitude. That attitude is something else, bro. Yeah. And I've seen Devin Haney on Bambi legs before. Linares is one hell of a fighter though, but his Bambi legs was bad for like 2 rounds. He was clinching. Yeah. So Regis Prograis, I think he, at 140, I'm expecting Haney to have Bambi legs.
But you expect Haney to win the fight?
Yes, 100%.
You got to put a percentage on it, then we'll move on.
I'm about 98% sure that Haney has a clear road to victory. If you look at Regis Prograis last fight, stick and move. He has a boring way to win at a high clip.
Is that the same as me saying 60-40 for Haney? Is that 98%?
No.
And it's not the same. what percentage is that for me?
I'm not a mathematician. It doesn't feel the same.
It feels the same to me.
You know what? For some strange reason, I get that. I get why it feels the same.
Here's what's funny about what just happened right here. I was thinking in my head, like, that feels the same to me. You said, that doesn't feel the same. I said, no, that feels the same to me.
Right.
So right. I got 60-40 Haney. I think it's too much speed. I think it's just too much speed all night. And I think that it's just going to be what it's going to be.
Brother, what the hell? 60-40 feels like 50-50 to me.
Right? Oh, yeah. Well, 60-40, right? I mean, the math is right.
Shawn,
what?
You got this as a very close ass fight.
Gotta be respectful.
So what are you saying? You have a true like game plan, like what Regis does to say, word.
Do I think that Regis could come up with a game plan that could defeat Devin Haney? Yes. I think that game plan should revolve around roughing Devin Haney up, and being real strong and physical. You gotta be strong and physical against Haney.
Man, you put me on pause because I'm gonna tell you, brother. You let me know that I shitted my money down the drain.
Oh, you already betted that?
No, I'm talking about for Terrence Crawford and Crawford-Spence. You brought me to the side, bro.
Told you that.
I know, but I already bet. And I was like,
oh,
damn.
Yeah. Yeah. I was depressed for you. I kept asking you, you already bet that?
Like, damn.
I asked you about a good 3 more times. You already bet that? You can't get a refund?
And then you're like, you looked at me with all the love in the world. You know Terrence Crawford gonna win this one, right?
Yeah.
So wait. Can I ask you one more question before we go?
Yeah.
How the hell? Because my motto is to help make boxing the number 1 sport in the world. How the hell can I try to get people to be excited about Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford 2 without bringing up a conspiracy?
Well, I mean, I think it still remains to be seen whether or not that fight happens at 154 pounds, correct?
Correct.
I think the fight needs to happen at 154 pounds.
That's
enough. I think if it happens at 150,
we saw. You think?
I don't blame the weight. I'm saying that from a standpoint of, I just don't think that there's enough validation in this win. No matter how bad that ass whooping was, there's no validation in it because people start talking. And when one person hear one person say one thing, they all just jump on the train. And the train is he was sucked up, he was drawn out, he ain't had no energy, he was weak. Did you see his eyes? Blah, 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 blah. You got to get rid of that narrative. And the only way to do that is by going to 154 pounds. No excuses.
Right. People doubt. People have doubt.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's bet. Now, when I go on my promotion train, I'm taking some of that.
I was gonna say, hopefully I'm around.
Yeah. I'm taking you coming up.
I'm around in spirit.
You coming with me, dog.
I'm around in spirit.
Along the way.
Yes, sir. Yep. Listen, man, before we get out of here, I'm gonna go with the motivation that we went with just yesterday. Shout out to Antt. Listen, we went to LA just yesterday and we did a show. We covered the celebrity basketball game that went on out there in LA. The Watsons hosted a celebrity basketball game under the Life Driven Foundation. You guys, lifedriven.org, I believe is the website. Check it out. Fantastic foundation that surrounds giving back to those who have beat cancer, cancer survivors. And they also, like this charity event they just did, toy drive. You got into the arena if you brought toys and or donated money. So that's what they do, man. 100% of the proceeds go to kids, and the list goes on. The Watsons are a special people. I like to think that the Porters are special, and I definitely feel like the Watsons are special. If you could see how many Black people was at this event yesterday, and I'm gonna say this. My very first amateur boxing match, I was 8 years old. I was the number one fight that night. My brother, 9 years old, he was the third fight that night. After my brother's fight, the fourth fight is in the ring. And before that, I think before the fight even happened, somebody pulled out a gun and started shooting.
Damn.
I'm 8 years old. I'm just at an amateur boxing show in Cleveland, Ohio, and that happens. So when you get as many Black people in one arena, one gymnasium, the way that the Watsons do, and I've seen them do this so many times. One of the other events I went to, it was a celebrity softball game. The Fox was there, Terrell Owens was there, comedians, actors, the whole nine. Everybody was there. They had people show up that wasn't even invited, that just heard through the grapevine, but nothing popped off. Respect. It's something about these Watsons, and it's something about the way that they do what they do. They command respect, they command love, and they command those around them to just act like they got some sense. You know what I mean? So I want to leave this as motivation today, man. I had you on the show today. When I met you, I didn't know you from nobody else. We ended up kicking it the entire weekend. We exchanged numbers. We've been communicating ever since. We about to go into a business venture together relatively soon. I'm looking forward to everything. I didn't know you, and I didn't know what you did. So when I first seen what you did, I was like, but I gotta respect you because of who you are and what you do. I love you and I respect you for who you are and what you do. So I'm gonna say what Antt said, and this is motivation from the PorterWay Podcast today. Treat the person next to you, treat the person across from you, treat the person you don't know, treat that bum on the street, treat the person taking your order at McDonald's, treat all of them like they're your mama, your sister, your brother, your cousin. Treat them all with respect, treat them all with love. That way, when a whole bunch of Black people come together, we lead together the way we came. In peace. This is the PorterWay. Thank you for joining the podcast, my man.
Man, thanks for bringing me on, man. You gotta come on over to the war room, brother.
I need to come in there, man. I need to be in Chicago. So we gonna make that happen. We're gonna talk offline.
Bet.
This is the PorterWay.